What's up, guys? Just here back on the channel, and tonight I'll be doing a review for Saturday Night's main event and stuff. And I'm sorry this is be a very late video, so let's get to it. Then with the first match, Drew McIntyre with Logan Paul versus Randy Orton with Jelly Roll. All right, Randy Orton is entrance and he scored blah blah Jelly Roll. Um, the bell opens and Drew takes Randy Orton to the corner and looks for mounted punches. Orton escapes and executes a move on McIntyre to a pop. Orton follows it up with a clothesline that sends McIntyre over the top rope to the outside. Orton persuades but is distracted enough by Logan Paul for Drew to escape a backbreaker. McIntyre drops Orton's bag across the commentary table and we cut commercial break. I return and find Orton trying to fight back, kicking and slugging McIntyre. Drew whips Randy Orton into the corner, again targeting Orton's historical weakness. His lower back has, as McIntyre takes control, we're shown Drew reacting to the violence in the ring. Drew screams, "What happened to you?" at Orton and begins chopping him. Orton gets mad and fires up, trying to take it to Drew. McIntyre with a Glasgow kiss to gain some separation. Orton fires off a power slam to drop the Scottish psychopath and pop the crowd. McIntyre flees the ring and Orton persuades Orton with a snap backbreaker that begins to work. Drew over at the announce table. Orton with the backdrop on the table. Orton persuades Logan Paul just long enough for McIntyre to rally and attack Orton from behind. Orton enters the ring and McIntyre follows him, setting up an Orton draping DT to a big pop. Orton fires up, calling for an RKO, but is once again distracted by Logan Paul. Orton turns around and walks right into a Claymore from McIntyre. But McIntyre covers, but Orton kicks out just in nick of time. Jelly Roll and Logan Paul have words at ringside. Logan shows Jelly Roll 3 times. Jelly Roll shows Paul down hard and pops the crowd. McIntyre yells, "What the hell are you doing? Get involved in my business." The two exchange words as Orton rolls in the ring. McIntyre turns his attention to Orton and pulls him up for a future shock DT, but Orton hits an RKO out of nowhere. Orton covers and picks up the win. So your winner, Randy Orton. Alright, after the match was over, Logan Paul attacks Orton from behind. The crowd loudly chants for Jelly Roll, and good old Jelly Roll enters the ring. The two exchange words. Jerry slugs Logan, and Logan flees the ring. Jelly checks on Randy Orton and eats a claymore out of nowhere from Drew. Multiple officials charges the ring and yell at Drew, while others check on Jelly Roll. Orton tries to exit the ring to persuade, but officials disown him. Alright, second match coming up after a bit. Commercial, we hit see McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Pierce. They were arguing backstage and stuff. And yeah, so second match coming up. United States Championship match. Solo Sikoa, who's the champion, with MFT versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, okay, we'll come back so hard, basically coming. I think my family tree covers goddamn it. Chasing me too with all the blaming Triple H for like reading, but damn names, I'll fix it soon. We get the bell going, and so Sikoa speaks to Uso. He tells him, "You're not coming back. You understand me?" The two begin celebrating out. Cole mentions that this Jimmy's first singles championship singles match in 15 years. He was part of one singles championship match, but it was a multi-man match. The battle spills outside, and Jimmy Uso hits a suicide dive to wipe out Sikoa. Uso enters the ring, avoiding the MFT. The action returns to the ring. Uso heads to and leaps off, looking for a strike. Sikoa catches him and hits a spinning Sikoa counter, covering for two. We head to commercial break. All right, back to the show and stuff. Solo Sikoa is still in control. Pure Cole. Sikoa sets Jimmy up for a suplex on the apron, but Jimmy blocks it with a leg. They keep calling Jimmy Uso Big Jim. Okay. Uso and Sikoa battle on the apron. Solo shoves Big Jim into the ring post. Big Jim fires back and hits a suplex onto the hardest side of the ring. We get replays of Big Jim. I'm going to time Big Jim. They can't be trying to have to suffer. Oh, anyways, Uso heads up to as Sikoa rolls into position in the ring. Big Jim with the crossbody lateral press off the top, covering for two. Sikoa kicks out of Big Jim's cover. Uso recovers and drops the champ. Then Big Jim heads up top and hits a Big Jim Uso splash. Uh, Jimmy covers, but Solo gets the shoulder up in time. Jimmy Uso posts up in the corner, posts up in the corner, eyeing Solo. Sikoa slowly rises. Uso charges in, and Sikoa clocks him with a big right. Solo with a spinning solo on Big Jim. Sikoa goes for a Samoan spike, but Jimmy dodges it. Uso with the super kick. Uso heads up top, but Sikoa rolls out of the ring. MFT check on him. Uso adjusts and hits a corkscrew off the top. Big Jim wipes out the entire MFT to Big Pop. The official began the count. Jimmy rushes to send Sikoa in the ring. Tama Tonga looks for a clothesline, but Uso ducks under. Uso steps on the apron. He kicks Tonga. Solo grabs him through the ropes and back rolls him up. Tonga pushes Solo's rear, giving him the leverage, and he needs to pick up the win. So your winner and still United States champion, Solo Sikoa. Alright, after the match, MFT swarmed the ring and began beating down Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa hits the Samoan spike on Big Jim. Jacob Fatu returns and hits the ring to a big pop. Fatu decimates MFT and begin to hit running hip attacks on them repeatedly. The big Tama Tonga enters the ring and steps over the top rope. The two stand face to face. Jacob looks up and begins to unload on Tama Tonga, who we're told is over 7 feet tall. Tonga charges Fatu, who drops down and pulls the top rope, causing the big man to fall out. Fatu hits a suicide dive to wipe him out, then celebrates in the ring. Marco then tells us Big Bill's Goldberg's father-in-law died a few weeks ago. Mentions Billy knew someone who died in the Texas floods recently. Okay, maybe the excuse for Goldberg's lack of physical ability. Time we go commercial break. Alright, but exclusive interview instead of Randy Orton. Jelly Roll return from break and get clips of McIntyre's attack on Jelly Roll. After Orton tries McIntyre, we get exclusive interview backstage. Orton apologizes to Jelly Roll for having him in harm's way. Orton then tells Kathy that it was a bad call for having Jelly Roll out there. Roll states he's a grown man and that they greatly underestimated me. I wasn't even both anywhere anytime. Orton tells Kathy he's got work for her. SummerSlam looks like Orton / Rolls versus McIntyre / Logan. Orton calls their team RK Roll. We're showing the Steiner brothers in the crowd and stuff. Alright, next match coming out, singles match, Seth Rollins with the Oracle versus LA Knight. Seth Rollins comes out approximately coming by the world and goes to world and then comes up to a good month and a half later. Okay, anyways, we get the bell going and Knight comes out swinging, taking the quick lead. Rollins tries to fire off a Falcon Arrow, but the Megastar is having none of that. The action spells to the outside with Knight staying on fire. The crowd repeatedly yas every strike. Knight slams Rollins' head into an announce table repeatedly. 2 more yes. Knight taunts Rollins strongly and control as we go commercial break. We're back. Rollins and Knight jockey for control with each man exchanging blows. Rollins hoists Knight up and drops Knight's ribs across Rollins' knees. Rollins heads up top and hits a frog splash out the top, carding for 2. Knight favors his ribs, the target of repeated attacks from Rollins. The crowd tries to get behind the Megastar, chanting weakly. Rollins talks smack in Knight's face, firing him up far better than the weaker chants. Knight unloads Knight's rights on Rollins. Rollins drops Knight with a shot to the ribs. Rollins wants a stomp, but Knight dodges it. Knight goes for the BFT, but Rollins avoids it. Knight drops Rollins with the strikes and then heads up on the middle ropes. Knight with his leaping elbow strike, then covers for 2. Knight begins to stomp away at Rollins in the corner. Knight looks for a BFT, but Rollins shoves him off and rolls out to the apron. Knight pulls him up to his feet on the apron by the hair. Bronze with a shoulder thrust through the ropes, gaining some separation. Seth heads up top, but Knight rallies and attacks him on the turnbuckles. Knight with a chop, Knight climbs up to the top rope, looking for a superplex. Seth Rollins shoves him off. Knight charges across the ring, hops up the turnbuckles, but again can't execute a superplex. Rollins leaps underneath and picks up Knight up, and it's a buckle bomb on the opposite corner. Knight looks for a suplex, but again, his injured ribs cause the move to falter. Rollins drops Knight. Rollins with a springboard senton, then follows it up with a springboard moonsault. Seth tweaks his knee as he lands, and the ref checks on him. Knight closes the gap, but the ref blocks him. Heyman and the ref check on Rollins. The ringside doctor comes out to check on Rollins. The ref talks into her mic and then speaks with Knight off camera. Not sure if this was workful, but if you're looking for his timestamps, probably 8 minutes after the start of the show. The ref and Rollins saying something directly. Rollins rises Knight closes the gap with hits his BFT finisher, covers Rollins and picks up the win. This doesn't look good, but let's hope it's a word. Cole shows us replays. We see where Rollins' knee buckles a bit as he lands. Rollins told the ringside dog that he could continue setting up the end, thoughts and prayers and stuff. So you were LA Knight. So yeah, Rollins injured that knee that happened almost 10 years ago. So damn man, here we go again. That same knee. So anyways, main event and stuff. Coming up, WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, Saturday night's main event match. Gunther, who is the champion, was Bill Goldberg. After we come down, some of finally get going. We get Goldberg's iconic entrance. Dillinger knocks on his door. We're concerned probably Goldberg's question is he is carted out, but some several old timers. Goldberg is visiting with becoming more pronounced as blah blah blah. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to fast forward to where the ring is. Okay, after that, when he enters, when he's inside the ring, we go to commercial break. We get introductions and stuff. Goldberg gets a nice pop for his final match. Gunther is announced next. It was Gunther on Netflix. He's on Raw Channel. Okay, anyways, we get the bell going, and our ref is Little Charles Robinson, who also referred to hundreds of Goldberg's matches pure Cole, including his win over Goldberg. Anyways, the match starts with a lot of jawing and pandering. Gunther starts off with some chops about a minute and a half into it. Goldberg laughs them off and lays into Gunther. Goldberg takes Gunther into the corner and hammers him until the ref warns him. I'm gonna say Gunther. Goldberg looks with the whip pulled back into a shoulder thrust to drop the champ. Gunther fires back with a big blow, dropping Goldberg. Gunther heads up top, but Goldberg pops up, rips him down. Gunther flees to the outside. The crowd booing. Goldberg follows him. Falls and Gunther takes control and begins focusing on Goldberg's knee. Gunther with chops to the challenger. Goldberg fires back with rights. Goldberg whips Gunther towards the barricade. Gunther rolls through. Goldberg limp runs for a spear, but Gunther sidesteps it, and Goldberg goes through the barricade. We're sent to commercial break and stuff. All right. Anyways, we return. 5 minutes. Goldberg commercial break. Gunther's in control, hammering Goldberg's knee with strides. Gunther repeatedly takes time to imitate and mock Goldberg, slapping his knee and trash talking him. Goldberg rises and punches Gunther. Gunther kicks his knee. Goldberg hits a spinebuster on Gunther. Goldberg limps over and kicks Gunther in the gut with his bum knee. Goldberg hits body shots on Gunther in the corner. Gunther fires off a series of chops to get out of the corner. Goldberg again takes him back into the corner and stomps on him. Goldberg is severely winded and limping incredibly bad. Gunther blocks an Irish whip attempt. Goldberg with a back body drop on Gunther. Goldberg posts up for a spear. The camera changes behind the ref. We see Goldberg hit a spear on the ref accidentally. Reconverse to matches like a speed. Anyways, Gunther attacks Goldberg as he checks on the ref. Gunther takes Goldberg's brace off and kicks Goldberg's knee. Gunther uses the brace as a weapon since the ref's still down. Gunther smacks Goldberg's knee, then smacks the back of Goldberg's head. Gunther hoists the brace up, taunting the crowd. The crowd's in it, just not much. Gunther approaches Gage Goldberg and tells him, "Sit your ass down." Gage asks, "What do you mean?" So Gunther tells him to sit his ass down and again smacks him. Gage hops the rail, but security holds him back. Gunther lazily enters the ring. Goldberg hits the spear on Gunther to pop. Goldberg tries to lift Gunther up and does a jackhammer from Goldberg. A new ref hits the ring, and Goldberg and covers and gets the 2. Thank God Gunther got the shoulder in time. Gunther pops up and slaps a sleeper on Goldberg. Goldberg tries to fight out of it and lasts in for about a minute before submitting. We get the final bell and Bill Goldberg's 28-year career. We see Gunther head up the aisle briefly, and that's all she wrote. Okay, so your winner is still World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. Alright, and then after that, Gunther says goodbye and stuff. Alright, we do quickly return after several previews for other things long enough for Goldberg to address the Atlanta crowd. He apologizes for what he claims is his final loss in Atlanta. He thanks everyone for everything that we're out again. Once again, for stopping result. Oh, by the way, when he was talking and stuff, they cut him off, like, cause it was almost time to end the show and stuff. So yeah, I was like, man, like I was just hearing him and stuff, but whatever we're gonna do, that's NBC and stuff. So anyways, this is the second video of for Saturday and stuff. So I know this is a very late video, but I know it's Sunday morning and stuff. But yeah, this is the second video, just so you guys know. So anyways, that was this first video. Hope you like it. Not whatever. So like, subscribe, hit the button, leave a comment. And you guys want to leave a comment, so I encourage you guys to know it. And I see you guys tomorrow. Well, today's Sunday, but anyways, I'll see you right after WWE Evolution 2 and stuff. All right. So I see you guys in the next video. All right. Laters.